Oh boy.
Oh God.
I don't know what my only crime is being happy. That's all I did.
I hate you.
Holy shit, Danny.
Oh God, I don't want to do this.
I'm still pretty sure he's the devil, right? Like I don't think we can rule that out.
Dude, I think this is going to be one of the biggest works of all time. Triple H and Tony Khan are working together.
Okay, who cares what happened in Chicago? It's all about what's going to happen in Long Island, where CM Punk is going to come out at the end of the night and confront MJF. For sure.
Buy your tickets now.
Yeah, buy your tickets now. Come sit with us. It's going to happen. Punk is going to show up in AEW. He is opening the forbidden door, truly, and crossing over to the other side. Hi, hey, hello, welcome to Market Down Production in these somber times. I hope you're all doing as well as possible, all things considered. The holidays are rough for everybody, but none more so than wrestling fans, because apparently, supposedly, I still not sure if I believe it, but CM Punk has returned to WWE.
Might be one of the worst days of my life.
I mean, I understand.
That is.
You,
like I said before the show started, I feel like my girlfriend, this imaginary girlfriend, has broken up with me. Someone has kicked me in the stomach.
I thought you had an actual girlfriend.
Okay.
But anyway, should I not have said that?
No, it's okay.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Welcome in, everybody. We're not prepared for this. We weren't gonna do this. We just enjoyed 2 War Games matches and ignored the rest of the show. And then, understandable. You don't gotta take the cat off stream.
Stepped on all the buttons. He could have ended it.
It would have been fitting. We just came, told everybody CM Punk was back, and then we dipped.
Yep. Because they didn't know until they watched our show.
Kevin, I actually really want to hear that ukulele version of Vindicated. So yeah, please play that for us. Rav, you told us to mute your mics. No, we were too busy laughing at Novak's comments. Okay, we wanted that laughter to be heard. So that's why we didn't mute our mics.
I wasn't laughing. I sneezed the exact moment that he mentioned his dad had cancer.
That's insane timing. We got a bunch of yours in the chat.
I can't believe that return happened. I'm so glad our truth is back. Damn, that was a good. You got me in. You caught me in the end there.
He did. Our truth.
I don't even have it. I have 0 words. I have no words. I have nothing to say other than I'm heartbroken.
Heartbroken about what? Because CM Punk got fired from one company, the company you preferred at the time, and now he's working for the company that you don't prefer, but now you're going to start to prefer because he works for it.
There's no chance. There's no chance I prefer the company, which is why I'm very sad this is happening, because it's clear where they're headed, and I don't like it. I don't care. Nothing about this is fun. I guess we can talk about where it's headed now, or we can continue.
I mean, I think we should actually just explain the return. So, like, a War Games match happened, which was cool, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But
was it cool?
After the match, it was a cool match. Don't pretend it wasn't a fun match. That was fun.
It was fun. Okay.
Yeah, my guy Randy Orton's a motherfucking hero. My dude took no bumps in a War Games match. Okay, imagine being that good at working around your job where you don't have to take a freaking bump in a War Games match. Yeah, understandable. Okay, the cancer is cancer, but Punk leaving AEW and going to WWE, forever. Yeah,
cancer comes and goes.
Yeah, Punk that cancer is gonna be fired soon. Okay, like Punk's gonna be in WWE for a long time.
Yikes.
There's no getting around that.
Yikes.
Damn. You still should have. Look, I'll always quote Bojack about CM Punk. It was nice while it lasted, and
it's just insane.
It did not last long, but it was nice.
I just don't see how he doesn't see. I mean, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Here are the details as far as because
Sean Ross Sapp as CM Punk has told at least one person close to me had an hour-long conversation with Triple H last week. An hour-long this is where I want to draw the line between people who fucking sing Triple H's praises like he's the Lord and Savior of wrestling. And remember that he's still the same Triple H we didn't like for a long time. All right, that part of him's still in there. Anyway, sorry, WWE staff reps creative had no idea. He walked through the back in plain sight minutes before he appeared. They cleared an area out. Cool.
WWE staff reps and creative had no. Did you say that already?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
So sorry.
That's okay. Triple H took over calling the show in the last couple of minutes and called for the copyright logo. Yeah, that's classic Triple H. See, what happened is the War Games match ended. The babyfaces won. They were celebrating, and in classic NXT style, as you remember, the copyright logo came up, and out came CM Punk out of nowhere to a massive ovation from the Chicago crowd, who definitely didn't buy a ticket to see CM Punk because everyone was crystal clear that he was not going to be there. All right, everyone knew it. Everyone in Chicago knew it. They were like, you know what? We'll go to this show anyway, because in some weird fucking world, WWE is the hotter product right now, and the product that less fans complain about somehow right now. And the Chicago crowd was like, yeah, we're going to go to that. We're sick of having 8 AEW shows a year. We're going to go to this one WWE show. Not expecting anything but a Randy Orton return. And what do they get for their troubles? A free CM Punk, who just comes out, stares, says it's clobbering time, and then the camera cuts off.
That might be the loudest it's clobbering time I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest crowd he's been in front of in a while. And that's not even a knock at AEW's attendance lately. It's just they sold a lot of tickets to this show. They sold it out technically 3 times. As they sold it out, took down part of what they were going to do for the stage, sold more tickets, did that again, sold more tickets.
It was more than WrestleMania 32, apparently.
I don't. That sounds unrealistic.
Yeah.
32. 32 is in a stadium. No way.
I don't know. I read something.
There's no way. Maybe the WrestleMania 21 or whatever one was in Chicago in the 20s. Maybe that one. That was before they started doing like football stadiums and stuff. But let's see. Okay, how funny it would be if Punk gets a match with Roman and Mania, then The Rock comes out to announce it's a triple threat match with him and it.
That's a terrible idea. Please don't ever say anything ever again. I love you.
I mean, he's saying it as a joke, you know.
It's not fucking funny. Okay.
I understand this is a sensitive subject for you. Okay, and look, I have mixed emotions. I'm a little torn. All right, I'm Natalie Imbruglia, however you say her name. All right, I'm torn right now, but you know, it's okay to joke in a time like this when you don't know. Cancer only affects my father. CM Punk affects an entire locker room. It's clear which one is worse. It was very true. It was very true. Seth Rollins is not a happy man.
This is one of the funniest clips in the universe. MJF's pretty much signed an extension to AEW, and there's top babies. The promotion main event night forward. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get they're doing good business, but somehow it still feels hypocritical after all the shit that he said over the last like fucking
decade.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like he's had a big gap of not saying anything bad. This is from like a year ago.
Yeah, that's true. And I'll say since who's one dethroned Gunther. I still say Chad Gable. I'm still gonna go with it's gonna be Chad Gable. But so Punk comes out, you know, does a stare. He's back in AEW. We don't know for how long. I do know that Raw is probably going to get the highest rating it's gotten in like 3 years tomorrow because people are going to want to hear what he has to say.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a now until WrestleMania deal, especially with like the limited amount of time that they've spoken. If they really only talk for an hour, I don't think this is a 3-year deal, which is
that's a good point.
So
I don't know.
That's like the one upside to this. I'm like, all right, well, maybe he just does like a WrestleMania stint. He does a fuck you to Tony, and then he's like, see what you lost, and then he takes him back later on. But I mean, I'm at this point. But
sorry, I misspoke. Raw's on Monday, not tomorrow. I'm still used to pay-per-views being on a Sunday. So this is a little weird. He's got to start a program. Rollins, yo, I don't want to see that. I can't like.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Rollins has talked trash about Punk, and like,
I mean,
at first in a way where he was trying to get a program with them when the whole Fox thing happened, but it's like, I love Rollins. Nobody likes Rollins. Has always been my guy from the Shield. Punk's above him still.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Like,
I mean,
I'm
that's
not dying to see that match, but there's not a lot I am dying. I don't want to see Punk versus Roman either. So I don't know what I want from this. This is exciting. It's confusing. It's upsetting, but it's exciting. But I don't know what I want from this. No,
you don't. You want nothing. There's nothing that there's no space for him. I mean, there's obviously you're going to make space for this guy, but there's no upside. I mean, there is obviously upside. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do any better business than they would have done without him there because they're already on an uptick. What do they need him for? What could he possibly bring to the table if he's going against Rollins? Is he really just going to come in and fucking wreck Rollins? I'm sure Rollins and him are cool, but even if they're not, or even if they are, I'm sure he's not going to want some guy who hasn't been there in 10 years to just come in and to beat him for the title.
Yeah, but I again love Rollins. I don't want to see Rollins beat Punk. Like,
but I also
you put the secondary title on him. I guess that makes that title more important. Like, that's the best thing you can do for that title. But you're gonna do Rollins dirty like that. Like, I want to see. You know what I want to see? I want to see Punk versus Cody. But I don't want to see that right now. I want to see that after Cody beats Roman for the title. Yeah, Punk and KO, sure. Punk and Sammy. Yeah, but that's not like, oh, you got to bring him in for this. That's just like oh, that's something cool. I would want to see at some
Which
point.
I guess is fine. Like if you just want to bring him in just for fun and he does his thing for a little bit, but why would you bring him in to just do his thing for a little bit? It's like a weird, like this is
Wait, you
something
know what?
you can't really have him like lose.
We brought in Bray Wyatt and he feuded with LA Knight and it didn't make sense. And look at look where both of them are now. Okay, so LA Knight's in a great spot. Sorry, Bray, that was a mean joke, but
Look at this shit. Jesus Christ, where are we? What planet are we on, dude? This is wild.
oh god, this what a
yeah.
what a world. What
I
a
don't know.
world. We didn't plan any of this. We're just here stuttering over each other because we don't know what to say. There's not much to say about this. It is weird. We are in the darkest
That
timeline.
looks like an AI photo that somebody
Yeah.
made. That I wouldn't, if I saw that, I would have just scrolled right past it. If I had
That looks like a what if things didn't go south in the 2014 Rumble? What if CM Punk had one less Z-Pack in 2013? You know, that's the picture we would have gotten. Personally, oh my god, that's
crazy if it was that on the low.
you know what's crazy? This is the most exciting part about Punk being back is all these details that we're gonna find out. Like that's more interesting than anything that's actually gonna happen on screen. Besides, and this is what I think is everyone's gonna be looking forward to on Raw whenever he first speaks, is him cutting that promo. Does he do it? Does he just fucking rip into AEW?
Dude, honestly,
I
like,
think he mentions it. I think he
we're
mentions
looking
it.
at like the downfall of AEW.
This is part, yeah. Fuck,
Like,
is AEW done? Are we?
I don't know.
Was that nice while it lasted?
I mean, it's not done because
No, it's
Punk is
not
so
done, but
that like it's not one of those things. It just makes them look bad. It's not necessarily like, oh, I mean, it is they lost their biggest guy, but I mean, he's old. How long was he going to be their biggest guy anyway? But the point is, like, it's another Cody thing. It's just like a huge fuck you to them. If not, I mean, I would argue Cody was still worse. What, I'm gonna cover myself in baby oil in a bathtub and listen to the
oh man,
what's
I don't know why, but it's funnier because he's tall too. Like that does make it funnier. By the way, you know who Novak is, by the way. He's part of the company you asked to be here. How long, that's funny. Yeah, Danhausen's pissed right now that he just returned to AEW television when he could
but
be
also
with his friend Phil.
Malachi mentioning Punk and MJF mentioning Punk last week, like, ugh, like it's just not. Like, did they just have no idea that he was going to show up, or
Punk
do they-
coming back is only being done in spite of AEW. That is very true, Kevin. That is a very important part of this. That this does not happen if CM Punk doesn't get fired from AEW.
Yikes.
So, really,
Hold on.
Eric, who you should be mad at
This is not good.
okay. Hold on. The deal between CM Punk is believed several years in length. First of all, there's no way he's going to make it that far. He's going to get fired before then.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, there's only one person you should really be mad at, and it's fucking Jungle Boy. This is all that little piece of shit's fault, okay? If he just could keep his fucking mouth shut and not be a little bitch about having to use worked glass, none of this happens. CM Punk doesn't return to WWE at Survivor Series in Chicago in 2021.
Honestly, I know they keep talking about it,
Boy.
but you got to make the fucking kid the devil at this point because he will be the biggest heel of all time when he comes out. I'm told Triple H person. Okay, we saw that. Sorry, I'm rereading everything. I just. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but
oh
God, at this point, who fucking knows? I still think MJF re-signed, but I think he's gonna just It's going to
No,
be more than a wink and a nudge. I think it's going to be a
He
pretty
could
direct. Even if he doesn't say the name, it's going to be very direct. And
Yeah,
he's gonna. Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
that's great. Same haircut.
That
and everything.
is, yeah, right. Same
Same beard.
vibe. That's a good tweet.
I just seeing him so happy it just doesn't make any sense. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Do you know where you are? Also, like, the show wasn't good enough to the point where I was like, you know what? CM Punk is probably watching this going, damn, I'm glad to be back. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think wrestlers
Yeah.
watch the show differently than we do.
Yeah,
I think you saw 2 kick-ass War Games matches. I think you saw a women's match have more time on than every other women's match in AEW on pay-per-view did all year combined. And then I was like, maybe I didn't make this a bad choice. But
this guy got so much camera time. He was in there for like 5 minutes. This Chicago. I thought the camera.
You don't fucking say, bro. Like, we know. Holy shit. Okay, just don't forget half you guys were booing CM Punk chants during that show. Okay,
dude, that's also yeah. I mean, I guess they're probably booing. They could have been, they could have been booing for a number of reasons, like don't take away from the show kind of thing. But for the people that were booing because they didn't want him back, they were definitely fucking cheering when he walked in. It's kind of like it's basically Cena returning at the Rumble. Like at the time, I hated him, but you couldn't help but not respect the fact that it was hidden for one, and two, that it was just like insane. Like your brain cannot comprehend what you're looking at in the moment.
Oh, that dude was a Chicago Samoa Joe right there. Who the fuck is this guy shilling out for the podcast? Okay, you're not on screen. You don't get to make demands of people like that. Whoever the fuck you are.
Want people to. Why don't you follow and like and subscribe? Fucking weirdo.
Yeah, what the hell? I want people to like and subscribe, get a platform of your own, and tell people.
Yeah, Jesus, dude. You got time to comment. You can make your own podcast and go live or something.
Yeah, bro. What are you doing? Okay, it's not even. Are you even in this time zone, my guy? Okay.
Let's talk. They're in R-Truth. Damn, Triple H stole Rev's joke.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Insanity. I don't even know. Where do we? I mean, there's still.
I don't know. Do you want to actually talk about anything else on the show? I mean, I know you don't, but like, should we? I mean, we haven't said anything about. We have been going for like 20 minutes. We haven't really said a goddamn thing about it. So, I guess to summarize, like I said, after a good War Games match with a great return, a heartwarming return from Orton, Punk's music hits. The place goes wild. He celebrates on the ramp a bunch. Says it's clobbering time. Doesn't jump in the crowd, Keely. He just goes up to the crowd. He hugs some people. Someone says, "This is Chicago," over and over again. And then the screen fades to black. So it's really a cliffhanger. It's very similar to Bray Wyatt's return after Extreme Rules, which was a little underwhelming of a pay-per-view that now will always be remembered fondly for the big return at the end, which I think will apply to this show as well. So we don't know what this truly means for Punk, what he's going to do. That's up in the air, but it's exciting. It's complex. It's weird. I don't like it, but I'm still happy about it. I'm just excited to see Punk. I wish that the Young Bucks and Kenny could have just gotten over it and worked with them.
I mean, not to feed into the. I mean, it could be a crock of shit, but they might have known this was, low-key going to happen, so they disappeared to avoid just the shit show that they were going to get in response to this.
Yeah, that's been true. I actually don't dislike the Bucks enough to try to get anyone to harass them, but I will continue to joke about it, even if James isn't here to be offended by it. So, it's weird. It's exciting. There's a scrum going on now that I'm sure we'll have more information about it. I'm sure we'll hear from the guy himself. Actually, I don't think we will. I think we got to wait for Raw for that.
Did do the media scrum?
Did he get to a fight?
fucking donuts and shit.
Oh my god, he's got to show up. He's got to show up with donuts. Oh
Yeah.
my god, Mindy's Bakery. Let's go.
He would be. You know what? I'd be happy he's back if he does that.
I'd be happy for Mindy's Bakery. She needs the good publicity after the last shout out she got.
If he just sits next to Triple H and just starts eating donuts.
Oh man, bro, that's true. What did happen on Collision tonight? But
I
whatever.
mean, a bunch of stuff was happening on Collision, and including CM Punk's name drop, which I still don't understand why they would do that if the possibility of this happening, unless.
Well, I think it's more so now that he's back. Yeah, it is because
now that clip is going to go viral. I guess.
I think it's because it's in the ether. Everyone knows that it was a possibility, and they're at a point where they don't have to pretend he doesn't exist. They can acknowledge him. He's still part of their history.
Nobody will ever know what happened.
I'll never. After CM Punk said I almost died from them, finals when they would never go back. He's the biggest hypocrite. Yeah. I'm not going to defend him in that regard, but
okay. Now listen, if anything is going to come out of this, this is the only thing that I would want, even though it's 10 years too late, and it should have happened. They should have gave it to him before he quit or before they fired him. But I would ask for this. It wouldn't make any sense. It would benefit literally nobody. But it's both two guys that shouldn't be going over the guys on the roster. Let them just do their thing. Let us see it and enjoy it for what it is and go about our day and just say that we saw it, say that it happened, and that's it.
True.
We'll get some promos out of it for a couple weeks, something to enjoy. I don't mind it. Stone Cold can go over. Maybe that's his last match, but if he's going to be there for 2-3 years, I don't know if we should wait for Stone Cold to have his, if they're going to do it, they should just do this upcoming year. I don't want to risk not having this match in 2 years because Austin's going to be like, nah, I'm too old,
And Punk will have been fired by then.
Exactly. Let's bang it out.
What's up, Navarro? That was my Rev impression because he just says, "What's up, Navarro?" Yeah, you might as well sneak him in. See, you said that. I wouldn't mind. First of all, Punk should be going over most people on the roster, with the exception of like 1 or 2 people. But know what we're gonna get? We're gonna fucking get like Punk versus Austin Theory and like Punk versus Grayson Waller and like garbage like that.
Do you think he signed on for like a weekly match thing like he did with AEW? I don't think. I think he's
he's definitely going to wrestle less, but he's not going to never wrestle on TV. He's not going to Brock it, but like he'll probably have his first match.
I wouldn't be surprised.
At the Rumble, I guess. He's got to have one match on TV. The Rumble's too far from now.
I guess because it's not, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how you think of it. Do you think of it like he hasn't wrestled in 9 years, or do you treat it like we all know he's been on TV for the past like year and a half and we can throw him on a Monday Night Raw or a SmackDown?
Oh, they're not going to ignore it that he wrestled for the past 2 years.
You know what I mean? Like if he hadn't wrestled, then it's like, okay, obviously they're going to wait for the Rumble because you want to make pay-per-view buys or whatever the case is. But we're kind of used to seeing him on TV. So maybe we can throw him on a SmackDown tag match or some shit. But the problem is it's just like, dude, like you're coming in and you're going to get thrown in a tag match with fucking LA Knight. And if that's what it is, that's what maybe he's older now. He doesn't care. He just wants the money. He already tried to be like the wrestling fans' best friend by going to AEW and fucking doing his thing. And now he's like, fuck it. I tried it and it just didn't work. So I'm down to just do like John Cena bullshit. And I guess that's fine. I respect it, but it's a bummer. I don't know.
And when you put it like that, I almost don't respect it. But
also,
I don't know.
But Ryback said he would retire if CM Punk came back.
That's funny. what a life Ryback leads. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. This is sad. It's exciting and it's sad. I really got nothing, guys. We had nothing poignant to say. We're kind of just rambling because what the fuck
I mean, you're
else
gonna
is there
get
to say? We weren't planning on this. We were planning on not reviewing this show because it was just fine. It was 2 good War Games matches and 3 inconsequential matches. But
You're
then, you know, this guy had to return.
you're guaranteed 2 banger feuds if they do it correctly, and that's Rollins and Cody. Obviously Rollins can just play into the fact that he's fucking hated him forever. And then Cody, if they really want to, you know,
They have to. Yes. That's the,
baseball feuds and just pretend that everyone there knows about AEW. They can really fucking get everybody talking that way. And that would just be, I mean, like, and that's a good feud because it's like, I don't know who they would have win, you know? Like, obviously, Cody is the guy that they want to use.
I think they have Cody win.
Right, but when do you do that feud where it's not weird that Punk is just losing to Cody? You know?
Oh, what up, Jay? He did say he would never return, you know, but so is Moxley, and I think Moxley will one day, you know, show up again, even if it's just for like the Hall of Fame or some shit. But
I mean, I don't even think that's. I don't think that's ever happened.
and I feel like Mox has no bad blood with anyone there. That's Vince is gone, so you know, like he'll show up one day for the Hall of Fame. But CM Punk had some good matches in AEW before he left, but he's still a little hypocritical. He should feud with the Miz. God, at times I'm one of the few times I'm envious of your dad that has cancer is thinking of the idea of CM Punk feuding with the Miz. Remember, the Edge came out of retirement miraculously and wasted one of his small handful of feuds in WWE during his return on the Miz. All right, and you saw that match tonight, you know. Eddie, I hope you're just playing along because you know it wouldn't be great, dude.
Okay, so like this is cool because people are like Seth did well with like the Matt Riddle stuff where the feud it seemed believable and like their promo seemed believable, like, and then there's shit like this where he's got people thinking he's genuinely like pissed at Punk. I mean, I don't know how much the guys in the ring knew. I would imagine that they didn't know. Because it sounds like Triple H kind of just started to call it in the ring towards the end of the show. Which is cool, but also it runs into the issue of the same argument that people made about when I was like, well, what if Tony just kept it from the entire roster? And that's like the problem was, well, that's that's bad faith with you and your roster now because you don't know how they're going to feel. And you're just doing whatever the fuck you want. I can't imagine the whole roster knew and then nothing got out. But also, I mean, I get it, but also, I don't know. Maybe Seth, I feel like, I don't know. I'm sure somebody knew. Seth probably knew.
I'm sure 20 season Dark Side of the Ring is going to be amazing. Fuck. I feel like we'll just quickly talk about the rest of the show.
Yes.
Because
yeah. We're pretty much all Twittered out here. Everything's all the same. So yeah.
So the show started off with a War Games match. It was the women's War Game match. It was between Team Damage Control versus Team Bianca Belair, which consisted of Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Shotzi. There's only 4. The men's was 5-on-5, but the women's was 4-on-4. Very weird.
Also, JL looked tired as fuck.
I am tired as fuck, bro. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to go to sleep. It's not fair. Fucking Punk. All right, he's so fucking selfish.
The only time you can get me on camera is when it's CM Punk related, WWE has been sold related, or CM Punk related.
Yep.
And
So here we are. Here we fucking are. But yeah, it was actually a really fun match. A lot of good spots in this. Io looked amazing in this match. Bailey drove her story heavily. I just want to insult some half of the fan base real quick because, you know, people make their predictions and a lot of morons were like, "Oh, Damage Control has to win because it makes sense because they're a stronger unit now. They should win." And it's like, no, they're clearly telling a story that the group is evolving past Bailey and she's the weak link and they're gonna turn on her. So of course they were gonna lose this match. Use your brain, people. But this match was, yeah.
I was just gonna say, sorry, I don't know if you heard that, but I just farted. Anyway, Bailey just looks so out of place with the group as a whole. Yeah, that's all I have. But I will say also, not Zoe. What's the
Shotzi?
Nope.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
The other
Zoe.
Name all the Damage Control people. Right?
Kairi Sane?
No.
Io Sky. Dakota Kai.
Yes. Okay, so there was a moment in the show where Michael Cole mentioned that she is a leader of sorts. So I could see her being the leader of this crew, and they get rid of Bailey. I do think it is weird though that she would be the leader and not the champion, but I guess it is cool because she's pretty much hurt, so she can kind of take control.
Yeah, well, I think that's for multiple reasons. The cynical and bad reason is because she's the one that speaks English. The better reasons are because, I don't know, she's really good at facial expressions. It's very over the top and borderline goofy, but I dig it. And they actually, even like whenever Asuka joined, she was the only one who didn't look surprised. So I think they've been planting that seed for a few weeks now. It's like everyone else looked shocked that Asuka turned, and Dakota was the only one who just looked happy, like she knew it was going to happen. So I think they've been planting those seeds, and that's pretty cool. But this, as you had that tweet up before, that this match had some good moments in it. Io jumping off the cage with the.
Dude, I was super nervous when she did that. I mean, I've seen her do it at the NXT one, but she was standing in the corner when she did that. This one, she was just there's no net behind her. She's just like, nah, I'm gonna do this, and then she's gonna stand up fully, and then throw the trash can on herself, and then I don't know how do you save that? What happens if first of all, if she does fall out, the match is over because the whole team
loses, yeah.
And then 2, if she falls, what do the refs do? They save her, and then it's like, why the fuck would the refs try to save her? And then 3,
I probably used to see and die. I don't think people would really question that too much.
I would question that. I would question it doesn't make any sense. Why would the referees try to save her life? It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, come on, that's not leave for Danny. What did I miss?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else I missed either. I'm sorry, Chad. I've fallen off.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
No worries. She jumped off the cage. That was a cool spot. Charlotte did a moonsault, which I'm not gonna lie. If Charlotte didn't do her fucking moonsault off the top of the cage, this match would have been a bust. There's one. If I expected Charlotte to put effort into one thing in this whole match, it was that.
That's all. The only reason I'm mad about it is because then Cody didn't do his because she did hers.
That's true, but I feel like Cody knew. I think Cody knew what was happening after. He's like, I'm not wasting my fucking biggest spots on this shit.
I also think, like it was obviously with everything that happened, I could see Triple H being like, you don't need to do a backflip today. No one's gonna care. We could have the worst match ever. Nobody's gonna care up at the end of this. Randy's gonna do a cute RKO, and then fucking CM Punk's gonna return. Everyone's in the audience is gonna be pissed that match was just halfway okay.
It's both years. It's 2 years in a row now where they've done War Games, and both years the women did more of the spots and had more of like the highlights of actual wrestling in the match, whereas like the men's were more about the. I guess actually the men's were more about story last year. This year it was more about the post match. So
It might be a Triple H thing to like save the women in a way, because if you do that, if the women are doing more of like the weapons and violence and yada yada. Also, Becky did get busted open, but she rolled over and I guess she got glued up. I thought they were just gonna let it rock, but
I think she wasn't bleeding that much. I think it was just enough that you could wipe it.
maybe I did see her roll over, so I was like, oh, they definitely.
Yeah, she definitely wiped it up, but you know, it wasn't that much. She was not bleeding that much.
That's her thing. She just like she breaks her fucking nose like every match. Just let her do it.
Yeah, she bleeds a lot actually. Yeah, but everyone had their moments. There was the Becky and Charlotte hugging, which I enjoyed because that hasn't happened. You know, that's a moment I didn't think would happen.
It's not even a moment I thought I would give a shit about, but they kept mentioning, and the crowd was really into it. And Michael Cole mentioned that they haven't had a match in 2 years outside of Friday, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, literally 2 years ago at Survivor Series was the last time they really did anything together.
Have they just been separated on 2 different shows for that long, or did they just?
Yeah, they've been kept apart. They've been kept apart. They had the whole title drop incident with the swap like 2 years ago.
I remember that.
And then, you know, and this is just speculation on my part, very obvious jealousy on Charlotte's part that her friend surpassed her in popularity and stardom and all that.
I mean, she surpassed her 5 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, and now they finally have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that they haven't spoken at all, but I mean, I think obvious like tension and animosity is obvious, you know. I think you could see Charlotte being protective of her spot, and you know, you can see those feelings again. So them working together here and just getting that moment was pretty cool. And you know, again, people going into the match were thinking one of them has to turn because of this, or like that's going to cost them their team. And it's like, no, this is just an aside. They're not going to work a program together now. Or if they do, it'll be as like a brief tag run, but definitely not because they're on different shows. But
I think this is all just to get Bayley to lose. She's the reason that they lost.
It's all about damage control. Exactly. It's all about damage control. It's the faces win because damage control's story is furthered by the faces winning. Otherwise, damage control would have won. But you bring in a star-studded team and Shotzi, so that way it doesn't look as bad when they lose. And to be fair, it makes Shotzi look better because she's in the ring with literally the 3 top women in the company. Like,
all is yikes.
Okay, I'm saying better as in like a perception wise. Okay,
I wasn't even responding to what you were saying. I was just saying like
the Shotzi's performance. I understand.
She was like an eyesore during this match. I don't even know if that's the right word. She was an outlier, I guess.
Yeah, I think outlier is a better word. I think everyone in this match was stacked, and then there was Shotzi. But I was gonna say that even though how it actually turned out aside, that's a good way to form the teams, right? Like, granted, Becky being in this match didn't make a whole ton of sense, but it makes sense that they would call like a top person it makes sense booking wise because you just want to stack the match,
right?
And then it makes sense that like in kayfabe that Bianca and Charlotte would be like, well, we know someone good enough, and they would call. But more so, I saw a couple complaints where it's like, oh, this could have been like someone else, like an up and comer, and it's like, bro, no, like you don't put to use the term you don't put 2 fans in the match. You put 1 fan, and then they look better because they're in there with all these stars.
Right.
Like if you had Shotzi and Michin on this team, it's not as good. Like it's a silly move.
You treat it the way you would the 5-on-5 Survivor Series tag team. Like you're gonna have like, the young guy be the sole survivor or whatever. Obviously, you can't do that in this, but you want that person to get the rub from everyone else.
Yeah, and they do just by just by being in there. Greatest women's war game match of all time. I mean, there wasn't a lot, but it was a really good match.
Just really quick. This is from PW Insider. Breaking news: Drew McIntyre stormed out of the ring after the end of War Games match that closed Survivor Series. McIntyre stormed into the back, slammed his locker room door, threw on a hoodie, and immediately left the Allstate Arena. It was obvious to everyone that McIntyre was angry, but no word yet as to why. It was such a loud and obvious situation that a lot of people witnessed, and it's become a subject of conversation over the last hour.
Wow, Punk already is making his mark on the company.
I mean, again, this could all be bullshit, but
I don't know. Who knows what's going on with Drew? We'll see if anything develops from that. But that's something. That's an interesting thing to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
But
Please.
I will
Sorry,
say just to go back to the women's match. I thought it was a really good show. I showing from everyone. For the most part, everyone did their parts. Bianca had a couple like Superman moments, and it was the right amount of Bianca where she's not gonna get booed for that. It's just gonna be like, yeah, that's why we like Bianca, because you do fucking insane shit, like press Io Sky up and chuck her over the rope into the other ring into two other people. That's the kind of cool shit that fans like about Bianca in the first place. So it was kind of cool. It was the women's equivalent of like Cody, Jay, Seth, and Sammy are so over, and people are like, oh my god, this is like one of the most. This team is it's insane how over this team is. Like the women had a lesser degree to that. They had Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca, and Charlotte's over to that degree that she's a big deal, but she's not always getting the loudest receptions, but she's always getting reactions.
Right.
And Bianca could still get those. So that was their equivalent.
I mean, Bianca's just, if you like her or you don't, I don't know if saying she's the Cena of the women's division, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like she's just.
But people do say it in a bad way, but.
I think I've even said it in a bad way, but they've, she's not really in the title picture right now. Obviously, it's just a tag match, so I can't say much. But, and also, it's kind of hard to, how you're not going to have your biggest women's star not in the title picture. So I get it, but I don't know. I was fine. It's kind of like seeing Cena. If he's not involved in the title, it's nice to see. Not involved in the title tonight. It's nice to see. She's also hot. Anyway.
I mean, yeah, but it's not so much that it's just the way things. It's just some of the ways things turns out. I don't think they're gonna fully turn on Bianca yet, but I also think a heel turn's coming for her regardless.
I also think the audience is just different than it used to be. Like the audience is not going to be as quick to boo her than they would have been 10 years ago, which is also another reason why the whole CM Punk thing, it's just a different audience. He's entering a company that has a different audience than he did 10 years ago. It's no longer a combination of both audiences, because the audiences have kind of split in a way. I don't know. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, to a degree, you're right. The fans aren't as dejected as they used to be.
They were fucking chanting for The Miz today. Like, that's, you know what I mean? 10 years ago, that never would have happened. Gunther would have been full on cheers all the way, and they would have booed the shit out of The Miz, regardless of how good the feud was leading up to it. There's no one.
2 years ago, that would have happened too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, just.
Yeah, but that's a whole other thing. Fans are dumb for cheering The Miz, but God damn, dude, your AOL dialing up. What is that?
Yeah, that was James there. Just why not just say it in the chat, dude? Jesus. Oh,
God damn.
The video. Okay.
Oh God.
Here we go. Anyway, go ahead. I'm listening.
I want to see the video.
It's just a close-up of. Yeah, that's. Okay.
That's super work.
Yeah, he's a good actor, but he's not that good of an actor.
He's not that good of an actor, actually.
He would never act like that in front of, you know.
Yeah. But man, God, I feel like people are so hyped for this, and we're just like reasonable. But yeah, cool spots. Like I said, just to highlight the match, Io jumping out of the cage or off the cage in a garbage can. Amazing. Charlotte doing the moonsault, fantastic. Charlotte and Becky hugging, fantastic. Shotzi she took the spot, but Io and Kyrie stacking chairs on Shotzi and then doing like a pole vault elbow drop like onto her was pretty cool. And yeah, just a lot of everyone looked pretty good in this match. I think this was a really good start to the show. And
I will say it was. You mentioned it. The table chant was.
Oh my god! And then my only actual problem with this match is why, people are going to chant for tables. I think it's dumb. I'm sick of table chants. But why do you have the heels bring out the table? It's such an obvious baby face spot. Have the baby faces do it.
At least maybe just pull an audible in the middle of it. I mean, I know this is obviously you can't really do that because you kind of want to plan this out a little bit more.
Yeah, but that should always be the plan, to have the baby faces bring out the table.
Not only that, but like if you're gonna pull, you can literally just pull the audible of having them be the ones them being the one that pull the table out. They just don't use it until it's needed later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the fans are gonna chant, "We want tables." In any match where tables are a possibility, fans are gonna chant for it.
But
so
also
just have the baby faces do it. It's so easy.
I don't even know why they chant for it anymore because it's not even ever it's never really even a cool spot. Like even AEW, like you're never really going to get a cool table spot unless it's, some high risk shit. Like unless it's from top of the cage onto the table. Like it's never like somebody getting speared through I don't know how to, it's just something that.
I have mixed emotions about table spots nowadays.
Yeah. It's almost, it's not as bad as the chairs I was talking about in the group chat. The chairs are just dumb in WWE. There's no headshots. They look silly. Who would hit somebody with a chair like that where you're hitting them in the gut and then they're back? It's just, it's always been silly.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's next to like the wrestlers waiting for you to jump on them from the outside because that's literally what they're doing. They're waiting to get hit in the stomach and then hit in the back. It's not. There's nothing enjoyable about that. There's nothing realistic about it. Just don't even have the chair in there.
Yeah, I will say I at least liked in this match that the table spot was the end of the match because that at least makes tables look better. Because
right,
I feel like,
and then the rest of that's something AEW would have to work on, which is like doing that in the beginning of the match and then continuing on with the like a 20-minute match that afterwards.
Yeah, but whatever. Great match.
I agree.
Hats off. I feel like that word starts with an A.
Yeah,
but
there's no spell check on YouTube. So.
That's okay. That's okay. I blame your dad, Rev. It's fine.
Jesus.
But
what was after this? Was this Miz versus Gunther?
Yeah. Fuck that match. Fuck.
Do it. We gotta
fuck the Miz. Fuck people who think Miz is a good babyface. Fuck people who think Miz is a good wrestler. Miz is mid as fuck. He's a great comedic mid-card heel on the mic. He's a subpar wrestler. And the fact that he got any offense in on Gunther is, what this match should have been? This should have been like when Rhea squashed Natalya in Saudi Arabia in 2 minutes. That's actually what this match should have been. It should have just been Miz punching Gunther a couple times, Gunther laughing, chopping him 3 times, and then the Miz submitting from being chopped. That's actually how this match should have gone. And the fact that they did anything else is dumb. And Miz's...
This here was like the biggest... This was second pop next to CM Punk returning. Was this shit, which amazed me. There's no I'm like the crowd is trolling. There's no way that any of them.
Bro, it was not that loud.
Dude, it was fucking loud as shit, dude. I'll play this right now.
This crowd was so much lower.
Miz is gonna do it! Miz is gonna do it! And kick out by Gunther at 2!
Bro, they were so much louder throughout the night. This
Anyway.
was one of the they were down for this whole match after the War Games match.
The thing is, I watched, like, I keep seeing clips of Gunther's interview with Chris Van Vliet and whatnot. He was explaining how he likes to do his matches, where he likes to start it slow. He likes there to be like no hype for the match when it starts, and then he likes to get a reaction out of the crowd throughout.
Yeah, and it works. It's just Miz is not the person to do that with.
Yeah, it just
because Miz's offense is not believable on someone like Gunther. Like, I know he gets made fun of a lot for soft style, but like, bro, when you're fighting Gunther, like, I don't want you getting in any offense when your shit looks like that.
Is this English? I don't even know what to like.
Yeah, what the fuck? First of all, who is Fowler? And who is Brock Gunther?
I'm assuming he meant Undertaker Street, but that would have been ridiculous. Whoever Fowler is a fucking moron. Clip that and send it to him. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. That dude is a moron, but oh god, this was genuinely the worst defense in Gunther's entire reign. Like, genuinely, even the Mustafa Ali one was better because the formula was so simple. Ali got beat up for 5 minutes, had 2 hope spots, and then Gunther won. The crowd erupted for that time.
Right.
It's such an easy formula. It is terrible.
But that's pretty cool. The fact that they also kept mentioning, they mentioned Jericho a couple times tonight, but I guess
well, when Punk's coming in, you might as well.
Dude, I was just thinking that's how comfortable I should have put 2 and 2 together at that moment, because apparently they haven't mentioned Jericho in weeks because they weren't allowed to. Now tonight they mentioned him 3 times because they must not give a flying fuck about AEW at this point after their biggest guy. Their 2 biggest guys have joined their company. Like, there's no competition at all. It's just, it is. Yeah.
Bro, this is a 5 match card, and we wasted one of them on Miz. That is insane.
You're more upset over that than.
Bro, I mean, I'm being hyperbolic for the sake of the podcast, but I also want people to calm the fuck down about the Miz. And I feel like I'm doing the opposite of what I want, and I'm actually like stoking the flames on that topic. But it's just people are wrong, sometimes that's fine. But whatever. After this match, we had Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee. I didn't watch this match. I don't even know who won. I assume Santos Escobar won, which is cool.
Looks cool as a heel.
I just don't really watch SmackDown, so I just don't care. And then Carlito wasn't in the match, so I'm like, why am I going to watch this?
This, by the way, not to disrespect your Santos Escobar nonsense.
No, but I mean, the guy we're disrespecting by saying we don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Hey, thought of, yeah. Okay, come on, dude.
Wow, Riddle has not changed.
Yeah.
That is
good luck getting tired, dude. Jesus. Honestly, you could have just kept your mouth closed for a little bit, and they probably would have rehired you.
Yeah, but he's upset that Randy's back and he's gone for it.
Dude, I wonder if Randy's the one who low-key was like, I don't want to be back with him. Fire him.
I doubt that. Randy loved him.
He did.
They bonded over weed. They were always going to be friends. Here we go. Some bullshit Miz defense propaganda. Beat one of the best IC champs. Yeah, you know how they really put a nice feather on that tonight was that they already said how all of Miz's reigns combined are barely longer than Gunther's current reign.
They tried to make it
actually eat a dick, Miz. You fucking suck.
Dude, it was wild. They tried to make it seem like he could possibly beat Gunther, and then they completely shit on him by saying that. And I was like, what were they trying to? That didn't sound good. I don't know who said to say that. Dude, why do I keep doing this? Sorry.
Yeah, it sounded good for Gunther that his one reign is better than all of Miz's combined. It's cool, but you know what it reminds me, because they have the video package and it's just like everyone says they bring prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship. It's been going on for 10 years since like Cody first did it, or more than 10 years since Cody first did it in 2011.
Cody,
It's like, oh, bringing prestige back to this title. So it's like, how does that work? Do you bring prestige back, and the second you lose it, it's gone until someone else says they're bringing the prestige back? Because like that's not how it works. I'd say Cody brought prestige back to it, and then no one until now.
I also just, I mean, I've said it before, but I hate when they mention how many reigns somebody's had. That just means you suck. You've lost 1,000 times. That's not good. Charlotte does it. Miz does it. It's not good that you've been 18-time IC champion, dude. You've lost it 18 times. That's 18 matches you've lost. That's not something to brag about.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, fuck that. But anyway, yeah, Santos and Dragon Lee, I'm sure had a great match. Good for both of them for having a singles pay-per-view match on one of the big four.
Yeah, a weird match
know,
squeeze in there, but
it is, especially when Triple H is booking like 5-6 match cards for these pay-per-views. So the fact that they made it on, I guess, is a good sign for them in their future. Mm-hmm. So good on them. I'm sorry I didn't get to see this. I just stopped caring after the War Games match, especially because they tried to follow it up with a Miz match. So I needed to not watch for a bit and eat dinner and do other stuff.
I'll also say a lot of people were mentioning how LA Knight doesn't even have a match tonight, but it's like there's a pay-per-view every month, and I don't hate the 5-match pay-per-view.
No, I don't hate it either. I love that the pay-per-views are 3 hours.
Makes them seem important. They're shorter, or not shorter, but, the matches seem more important. 2 War Games, each one got like an hour and 20 minutes each. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but they're long as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, understandably so.
Yeah. So him not being there, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
No, it's not. Those fans are being babies.
If he had gotten the spot that Santos and Escobar had gotten, who was he really going to go against anyway? Like, you don't want
to Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso.
He literally just went against Roman. How many weeks of a feud would he have? I mean, I will say, yeah, again, whatever. But anyway, go ahead. I will say,
Tony.
Sorry to cut you off, but I do like Santos' look. I haven't watched enough to know if what the vibe is with him as a heel. He looks cool as a heel.
There's something there. There's something there.
I guess I'm interested to see where they go with it. It is frustrating though when like the only feuds that you're in are with Lucha Brothers and Carlito and anybody who speaks Spanish, because he speaks English, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess, that's a good first feud to hit before hopefully like doing something else. I hope he doesn't get sucked into just being the Hispanic dude, because he does he looks like fucking Oscar Isaac. I'm looking at him now. He looks like Oscar Isaac in the face. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine. I mean, there's not much else to say. We didn't really see the match, so it's hard to say much. So we'll move on. Next, I think we had Rhea versus Zoe Stark. This was the match that I think you got to have Rhea on the card. She needs to defend, especially because they're going to go into a little bit of a drought, because I don't think there's going to be another pay-per-view until January. So, you got to have this here. I like Zoe Stark a lot. I think she has a lot of potential. I am a fan. I don't know if this was the right spot to have her have a singles match, because it's just not in a good position for her because nobody thinks she's going to beat Rhea. But yeah, I think people recognize that she is someone who is going to be something at some point. So, like, I just feel like you shouldn't have put her in this spot now. I would have saved this for another time.
I mean,
why do you just not have the Rhea Nia match? If you're going to do heel versus heel, you might as well just do Rhea Nia, let her hit the big riptide on Nia, get the pop,
But I guess, like you said, technically not a heel, which is the thing. I think you do Rhea Nia in like the Rumble, just to at the Rumble or just like in the Rumble match itself. Well, no, obviously Rhea. Why would she be in it? So never mind.
Why?
So,
Because you heard him say he doesn't like that Spanish people feud with Spanish people because they don't speak English.
did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I hate foreigners.
I mean, that's what the banner said, and I assume you put that one up.
Oh no, I thought it said James hated foreigners.
I
Okay.
said Eric and James.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, no, Zoe's technically not a heel anymore, but like, she kind of is still. Like, all she did was turn on another heel in Trish Stratus. She never actually like really turned face. Her and Shayna are kind of, I don't know, like they don't feel like faces. They don't feel like tweeners either. They just still feel like heels who have just been annoyed at other heels lately. But she's also just not in a good position to be a face right now either. So I just think this was a weird spot for her. But the match wasn't bad. Like, it was fine. But this wasn't the right night. You needed this to be a night where she was going to get the crowd behind her. And this wasn't that night because people just wanted to cheer for Rhea. But still cool that she got on the pay-per-view. Like, again, you got to look at the positives like that. Like, she got a singles match on this pay-per-view where there were only 3 singles matches. So if you're one of those 6 people, hey, that's a pretty good sign.
Just whoever this is a moron. I hate you. I hate everything about you.
Yeah, a lot of fans feel that way, and that's like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, it's gonna end at Mania. Like, it's what would be the point of it ending now?
I'm saying it could just be fans. Like, it's real to me, damn it, kind of situation.
No, it's just fans like complaining that she barely defends it, and it's like,
I mean,
oh,
but
she's
again,
like, why she have the title if she's not even like barely in the division? It's like that makes the title feel bigger because she's mixing it up with main event stuff.
That's what I mean. And I don't want to get into like a Roman argument, but she can't defend it every fucking pay-per-view. It just makes her seem bigger. She also just clearly is she's got to be like top 5 biggest stars in the company, if not top 3, even above. I mean, she's definitely the biggest female star.
Oh, right now, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I
mean, she's up there. She's definitely up there, and it's like people, and she's not on a Roman schedule. She's still there all the time, and she's just defends a little less.
Yeah,
she's on TV every week. She's literally like doing what MJF is doing, more or less.
She's MJF's. What is she, like 27, 26? Some crazy age.
Rhea's the success story. Okay, her doing other shit while being champion, makes me think that the title's more of a big deal, and that when she does have to defend, it's almost like, okay, it's like someone has to step up to her. That being said, I get it. It's almost like there's not a lot of competition for her, especially because they really are fucking it. Like, it has to be her and Becky at Mania. They've saved it for too long. That's got to be the match.
Which means I don't think. Which means whoever wins the Rumble is going for EO's title, I would imagine.
Which could be Bayley. Could be a freshly faced Bayley.
I guess, yeah, maybe they turn on her and then Bayley wins the Rumble. I could do that.
Yeah, which is the only way I'd be down with that, because
if she wins as a heel, that'd be kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
yeah,
that's interesting.
If anyone's gonna get the Roman treatment, I would say give it to her. If anyone's gonna have the fucking women's title for the next 2 years, leave it on Rhea.
No, absolutely. I say don't do it for 2 years because it's going to be bad. I get your point, but
she's going to
it's got to end at Mania. Whether it's against Becky or not, it has to end at Mania, because look what happened to Bianca. She won at Mania, and that's when the turn happened. That's when it really fizzled out, because it went on just a little too long. Mania to Mania is the perfect amount of time. No need to fuck with that.
It's a face problem, though, with Bianca winning and people turning on her.
I mean, it's a heel problem, too, especially when it's already happening.
I wouldn't want her to lose to Becky at Mania. I'm not saying, I guess I wouldn't be mad if it happened, but like Becky's already had had her, 14,000 different reigns.
I mean,
this goddamn.
she's.
I'm trying to get rid of this stupid thing.
I mean, it makes sense. We're talking about 2 foreign women, so you guys hate them. But no, I think again, this goes to the argument. It's better to lose to a top person than to waste it on someone else. Like, it's better for her to lose it to Becky than to lose it to Liv Morgan.
I think Becky would probably win the Chamber as opposed to the Rumble. They usually because they have the 2 titles. They're usually with the non-important title. No offense to Io, but the less.
They usually do one with the Rumble, and then Becky's already won a Rumble, so they can do it like that, and that would be, she can win the Chamber match to get it. And again, just assuming because they haven't done that match yet that's going to be the Mania match. They could. That's one thing that they have Bianca Rhea sitting in their back pocket, and they were patient with that, so that's something that could still happen. But I think ultimately it does have to end at Mania, and that's not a bad thing because one, she can win it back at some point, not even a long time in the future. 2, let's say it is Becky. Becky is just gonna put people over.
I mean, I also could see a scenario where they feel like they have no choice but to turn Rhea face because she's such a huge there's so much money that could be made from her.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast you want to break up Judgment Day kind of deal, so maybe that's not what their plan is soon. But
I mean, Judgment Day has already been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, it's not ending anytime. Judgment Day is not going to end anytime soon, I would imagine. Actually, you know what?
Mania's again. It will, because they're probably going to kick Damian out sooner rather than later. There is
right.
Mania. Keep in mind, Mania is 6 months from now or 5 months from now. So that's a lot of time for things to change in the landscape. And even think of a scenario like this: Rhea loses the title at Mania to whoever. Bianca beats Charlotte at Mania. We can have a world right now where we have Rhea versus Becky for one title, Io versus Bayley for the other, and Bianca versus Charlotte just because, which we watch AEW, so imagine having 3 women's matches on pay-per-view. It's insane.
That's great.
But we could have that. Bianca beats Charlotte. And then, so Bianca would be undefeated at Mania. She is undefeated. She beat Charlotte. Insane. She's beaten all the horsewomen now. Amazing. They do Rhea versus Bianca the next year. Rhea's this white hot babyface. Bianca's a hot heel, we could assume, because that would be a huge heel turn. And then Rhea ends Bianca's undefeated streak at Mania. That's the thing, right? Someone can lose at Mania and it's fine. Rhea losing the title at Mania will not hurt in the slightest because her stock is so high. The only thing that would hurt her is if she lost to someone so much beneath her that has no chance of succeeding. That's the only thing that could hurt her. But right now, she's pretty much untouchable. And Mania to Mania is the perfect time. You don't want to go further. Mania to Mania. If you're not going to do Mania to SummerSlam, you go Mania to Mania. More than that is overkill, especially when she has no one else to fight. She's going to be there every week. The division is big, but it's not that big that you can fill it up for another year. And to what end? Again, there is no end in sight with that one. No one's going to strike that sort of gold. It's, bro, you don't want to be that person with these types of takes right now, bro. AEW is not the hot product. Don't take those shots, bro. You can't win that fight. Would I rather watch Brody King versus Eddie Kingston? Probably. But you just can't say that shit right now. Do
I want to watch a person holding 2 titles lose the first round of a tournament? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Do I want to watch another tournament?
Yikes.
God damn.
That'll
That
be
being said,
that'll be
I'm
one of
probably
Sam's,
gonna watch Collision in the morning. But
that'll be one
yeah.
of Sam's notes when he's roasting AEW.
All right.
He's just gonna make a tournament comment.
Like, I just wanted to come somewhere with no tournaments, no interim champions, no counterfeit box, you know. But yeah. Anyway, point is, no matter what, Rhea's great, and she's fucking set. And then we had our main event, which I don't really want to talk about because it's gonna make us talk about Punk more, and I want to go to sleep. But I will say it was great to see Randy. He took no bumps. He only hit moves. He had a couple RKOs and DDTs. And that was pretty much it. He got in Jey Uso's face, and Jey saved him from Priest attacking him. And, that was the most of it. It was a fun match. It wasn't as good as the women's match in terms of, like, quality.
Right.
But it had the feel-good moment of Randy wrestling for the first time in 18 long months. So that is always nice. I'm joking about him not taking any bumps, but I was always a Randy Orton guy from 06 to 2010, pretty much pre Pipe Bomb Punk. Like I was that Orton fan, especially over Cena. So I still think Orton is the best at what he does in the ring. He just only does what he feels like doing in the ring. But like nobody hits that fucking scoop power slam better than him.
No, and he did like 3 in half a second.
Yeah, they're so fucking good. I love him. He doesn't do it anymore, but nobody used to have a better drop kick than him. But he hasn't done that in a decade. But and weird, not a super weird take, but it's something you don't think about. Orton hits the absolute hands down best superplexes. Which I don't think he's gonna do that anymore. But like, he was the best at it. Because he was the perfect height for it. He would toss people. So, very happy to see Orton back.
And they did it. They did it in a perfect way. There was no. It would have been super awkward if he had come out and he was standing in a cage. And obviously, he's not going to come out and be the first entrant because that would be insane. He just came back.
Yeah.
He's not going to be in the match for an hour.
You can't not take a bump for a whole hour.
Yeah. So I mean, there's really no reason for him to have come late. I guess, other than like Jey Uso is on the team, so why would he want to join? But there really is no reason for him to kayfabe come late to the match and then show up anyway.
I mean, it's been a long time. Maybe like his travel wasn't arranged for him perfectly.
Yeah, Triple H was too busy talking to CM Punk that he forgot to let Randy know where to go, and
it's like, what city are we in? Bella Twins getting the Hall of Fame before AJ Lee. Disrespectful. Yes and no. Like. They were reality stars. I don't like the Bella Twins, but like, whatever. Like the Hall of Fame doesn't mean anything anyway, so I just don't care about that. I've just been talking about AJ Lee. Sorry, I haven't been doing a good job with the chat.
No, it's okay because I'm also on Twitter.
Find someone who loves you as much as Danny loves sleeping. Good luck. Good fucking luck. God, it's 12:34. Everyone, make a wish. I wish I was sleeping.
You got work tomorrow?
Yes and no, but like it's just late. I want to sleep. I feel like it's a reasonable thing. Randy Orton did look good. He's fucking. I swear to God, wrestlers getting injured always gets them in shape. They never come back in bad shape. They always come back ripped. Like, remember when Moxley was Dean Ambrose still, and he came back from that injury, and he was fucking jacked. And now he hasn't been a small guy since then.
Randy was looking jacked.
He was. Because
there was a time where he did take some time off, and he came back, and he was like a little, he had like a dad bod situation going on, but he was back to normal in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but he also but that wasn't that like a normal break. I watched the video. Orton has dealt with so many injuries, and it's the same injury over and over again. He keeps hurting his shoulder, but like
this one, but yeah,
he has hurt his shoulder. Like I think in double digits now. I genuinely think it's double digits.
That shoulder, that is not their fault.
I forgot the term, but he has there's a term for it.
Poor Mr. Kennedy.
and but yeah, he has the term for it. His shoulder just is it's like hypersensitive and can easily pop out of place. Like he popped his shoulder out of place throwing out the garbage once.
Dude,
Like the fact this dude is a wrestler is insane.
There was one time where I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing the setup for the arcade.
It was against Edge. I remember that.
And you could literally just see the momentum of the match change. I just saw him. I'm like, he just fucking hurt himself punching the floor. That's insanely embarrassing. But also, what do you do? I don't even think they finished. I think they finished the match in like some bullshit finish right then and there.
Yeah, no, James, his shoulder hyperextends, but there's a term for the condition because he's someone who's his shoulders are extra sensitive to that. And there's a term for it. I don't know what it is, but I was watching something about it earlier, and I was interested. And I was just like, man, I always knew he had bad shoulders, but I never realized how often it happened to him. And it's just crazy. What a weird career this guy has had. I love him though, but happy to see him back.
Yeah.
And he let Cody get the pin, which was cool.
I mean, it'd be weird if he was getting the pin. Although I don't think it really would have mattered in this. It
wouldn't be weird. People want to hear the music.
Yeah, it was more
fine.
Like a fun thing to do.
Bro, there's so many. That team was just stacked with like the best theme songs on Raw, and Jey Uso's theme song.
I'm surprised Randy didn't come out with something new, but I guess they didn't want to chance it.
Why do something new? That I fucking hate like when people
theme song or whatever.
Nah, this is the iconic one. Don't get me wrong, I love that other one too. The hey, nothing you can say. You know, I love Orton's never had a bad theme song, but why change it? I don't like how many people have changed theme songs. Like I don't like when anymore. Like I don't care. Pay CFO $, whatever, however you say it. Like. You know, don't get rid of the songs they made just because you don't use them anymore. Like,
why would he do this to us?
What?
He's such a savage. He doesn't respect me.
He doesn't respect you, which is fucked up.
Missed me? It's been 3 months, dude. What are we talking about here? This guy's crazy. I don't even know. I'm back to being angry.
That's fair.
I'm back. I don't know. There's just I don't know. What do you do? What do you do here?
I don't know, but
honestly, I need Tony to come out and just fucking roast this guy on live television. That's the only way that I'll be like, you know what? Fuck Punk and fuck WWE.
Yeah, I don't know who to like in this scenario. Oh God. So I don't know who to like in this scenario.
I don't know either. I honestly I wish the problem is MJF's like in the middle of a feud with Samoa Joe, but I would love for him to come out and just light them on fire somehow. But he's like too much of a babyface to do anything spicy right now, in my opinion. But
no, well, I mean, he made the wink.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a babyface move because it's a fuck WWE mentality over there.
Well, that's what
so
I like.
It would be a babyface move, and he did already allude to it on Raw this past Monday. And then he alluded to, or no, Raw on Dynamite this past Wednesday. Sorry. Sorry, with everyone jumping ship, it's hard to keep track of what show. But you know. And then Malachi, like, directly saying his name. So they knew, too. The writing was on the wall for them, too. Like, they had a feeling. They never mentioned Punk until this past week.
He's friends with, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk was in talks with Tony. You know? Kind of like what they said last time he got suspended. How he was secretly, like, had a combo with WWE about going over there before Collision started. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a possibility of, if a story comes out that says there was a possibility of him being like the devil, I wouldn't be surprised. And he just took the biggest chunk of money that he could from whoever had the better deal.
It's just I can't believe it took this guy having such a bad time in AEW that he decided to go back to WWE. If AEW doesn't exist, the guy just never returns to wrestling, I'm pretty sure. But whatever. I have nothing else to say. I'm gonna go to bed. If you want to keep the show going, you can keep the show going.
It's not even CM Punk's real page.
Uh,
The Missed
but-
Me? No, we're not done yet. We're not done. Give me. We're doing overall thoughts. What are your overall thoughts, Danny? Donnie?
My overall thoughts. I wish modern baseball would come back. CM Punk could fucking come back to WWE, but modern baseball can't reunite and go on like one or two more tours. Like, what the fuck?
Mark Henry doesn't know what company he works for, apparently.
Why?
Jeez.
What did you say?
What's your deal, dude? It's literally, I mean, I get it's not a big deal, but come on.
Oh no, Rev's gonna have CM Punk hot take next week on what? We never reviewed WWE shows. When are you gonna talk about Punk?
CM Punk, what could a hot take be? You don't want him there, or you want him there? I don't. What is the hot take? I'll take it right now.
I don't know, but I do want to see. I want to see how fast. I want to see if that video of him returning surpasses his AEW return.
I mean, okay, I guess we could talk about it now. Which one is the better return debut? I would still side with the AEW one.
Oh, AEW, I mean, hands down, like it.
One, because it didn't seem rushed. You could just like feel the energy of it.
It was magical. It was. Look, nothing that happened at the end changes how beautiful it was in the beginning. That return was perfect. This return wasn't bad, and I am interested, but like a lot of the magic is gone. It's a little tainted. But like that return was perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Like it was still worth it. Maybe. Yeah, it was still worth it. No matter what, AEW could go under, and it still would have been worth it because they brought us CM Punk back. Like it doesn't change a goddamn thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if AEW had never brought him back, would he even be? I mean, I guess he would. He probably, but I don't know. This is just.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Hold on. Before we leave, I'm just grabbing like the last bits of tweets and info that we may not have gotten.
I mean, I'm guessing he wasn't at the press conference if we haven't gotten anything yet.
No, I didn't see anything. So I don't apparently, yeah. So I guess take that for what it's worth.
I just maybe we'll see on that one. I don't even know if I'll believe it when we do get any sort of confirmation.
If the Drew thing is real, I mean, were some of them in on it, and then some of them were not. Like, if that's the like, it's such a weird. But I saw Rhea Ripley's response to it, and she didn't seem like she seemed like giddy, you know.
Well, that's the thing. Most people are going to be giddy. Most of them don't care about what happened, and like I think understand that people are going to
not like
fight. Yeah, they're going to fight, not like each other, have fallen outs, and some people aren't always going to handle things well or professionally.
I mean, the only thing I would say is people that he's had problems with are friends with people that are in WWE. So I don't like. So there may be that backlash. You know, like you treated my friends like shit, so now, fuck you.
Yeah, and that's understandable. You know, people are still children when it comes to their friends, and they're cliquey, and you know they want.
I mean, what better way to get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to AEW than this? You know, I'll take that.
And hey, maybe even AJ Styles too. You know, Styles has always had not good things to say about Punk.
Yeah, I
You know,
think
Kevin Owens and AJ Styles were saying bad things about Punk before it was cool. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, Seth Rollins' performance was definitely put on. There's no way he's that mad because he just said more professional, not so fucked up things about him recently. So
he said they hate him over there, they hate him over here. He's a jerk over there, he's a jerk over here, something like that.
yeah, but then he's also said, "Oh, like I'm always gonna be grateful for what Punk did for my career." And you know, Seth Rollins will say something like that could start a fight, and then the next time he's asked about it, he'll have a more professional answer. He's always like says the thing everyone remembers, and then he'll be like, "Okay, but actually, you know, respect to this guy." Like when he, you know, like he says all the Matt Riddle stuff, but then later on he says, "Oh, you know what? We resolve things, we work things out. We're never going to be friends, but you know, we've hashed things out to the point where we can work together professionally." And like that's how Seth is. He says the hot-headed thing the first time, and then he says the professional thing the second time.
Yeah, I mean, I think him and Seth are probably friends. I don't know what to believe, but
I don't know about friends, but like, there's no reason to have real beef there. Any beef there seems like that's all on Seth.
well, I guess the real beef would be between Punk and Roman, and then the Roman would be residual for Seth. You know,
But
like,
why? Why is there beef between Punk and Roman?
I don't. Well, no, apparently there is. Even like Roman
But
said,
why?
he gave him a hard time before he left. One of those situations. I mean, I wouldn't blame Roman, but also Roman wasn't as big of a deal before Punk left. He was like the guy that they were trying to push, but that's kind of a situation of like, I treat John Cena like shit before he becomes John Cena, and then I come back and it's like, well, fuck you now. I still run this place. So, you know, there could be that residual hate. I'm sure it's over with because he's the biggest guy in the company, and who gives a fuck? And what's Punk gonna do? Technically, like, he has Punk by the balls. Like, regardless of what anybody says, he's still a bigger name than CM Punk. So CM Punk can't really like shit on Roman Reigns backstage or on camera. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Does that make any sense? Do I make any sense?
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't think he's an actual bigger name outside of wrestling, but in wrestling, he is right now a bigger name. Like, you know, Punk's not going over Roman or anything like that. It's like Roman's still the top guy. But yeah, you know, whatever. Mox doesn't like Punk. Mox, I feel like, has gotten over it. Mox doesn't care anymore. But also all this animosity came before Mox and Punk had a fall, like the beef. It's like none of this makes any sense, bro. I get it. The guy said something on the podcast and it haunted you for years to make Roman look strong shit. But like, I don't care.
Triple H said, doesn't even, if you're still the same guy you were 10 years ago, you messed up. Everybody grows. He's just pretending that AEW doesn't exist. Everybody grows. Unless, I don't know, maybe Punk told him what happened, and I don't know. I really don't know. Sounds like it was the Bucks' fault, and Triple H agrees. Triple H doesn't like the Young Bucks. You heard it here first. Triple H says the Young Bucks are children, and it's time for them to grow up.
Yeah. All right. Well, is that everything? Because I'm all tapped out.
We're not done yet.
Oh my God, James, you're so like antagonistic towards this guy, man. Like he didn't do anything to you. Like he's not the same guy. He's not the same guy he was 3 months ago. Okay, people change, people grow. Yeah, 2023 is wild. It makes no sense.
I wouldn't say he's grumpy, just less likely to take bullshit. You know?
James and I don't sleep. Yeah, you guys are fucking First of all, I think James does sleep. I actually think it's you and Producer Boy that don't sleep. Because you sound exactly the same as when you started, where I'm fucking hanging on by a thread over here.
So Sean Ross is confirming the story about Drew McIntyre. Was a little bit upset even backstage after WWE Survivor Series and left the building. So that
Dude,
is
my guy is there for 10 minutes and he has already caused.
yeah. I mean, if
Problems.
anything, he's either one of the guys that didn't know, or he knew and he just went through his match and then bounced as soon as Punk came out because he was just annoyed that it was happening.
Or it's something else entirely. Who knows?
That's possible, but also I saw something today that they're still in talks. Like his contract is not renewed, so I mean, whatever. He goes to AEW. Who cares? I wouldn't really throw a shit ton of money at him. I guess he would be nice in AEW. I wouldn't. He's not like a needle mover. He's not somebody that's gonna really change the game. I don't see him like winning the title at all, so it's not like he'd be getting different treatment than he would be in WWE. But I guess the matches would be better.
Oh, I could totally see him winning the title over there. What are you talking about? Bro, you were such a Drew guy in 2020. All right, don't forget that. Okay, he hit that level before. He can do it again.
I was a Matt Riddle guy, dude, for like a good bit. You know.
Yeah, I know. But all right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. No, we're leaving. There's nothing else.
Hey, we got one more big note from Kenta, really quick.
Oh, fuck CM Punk. Is that what it says?
I wish he created another finisher, and I'm gonna steal his move as my new finisher.
Oh, good work, Kenta. Good work.
All right, keep talking. Go ahead.
Oh God, no. Okay, thank you everyone for watching.
All right, here we go. Wait, here we go.
Yeah.
We got details on the return. Okay, when Triple H and Punk talked, who knew? Oh, this is not. Okay, who knew how backstage was leading up to it? Reactions of talent. Okay, references. Full story for subscribers. So that didn't help us, dude.
Fuck you and your paywall, man.
Fuck you, Sean. Because you know what? Listen, whatever. I'm not going to say anything. This Ryback says, I will not be retiring. He had to return to AEW, and that did not happen. Thank you for supporting. Oh, look. I like this one. Are you looking? Hold on. Did you leave? Hold on. No, don't leave. Oh, wait. I didn't realize.
Okay. Yeah, that was worth it.
What, me realizing that everyone was looking at my... Or, yeah. Hold on. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it. I don't think anything crazy is going to come out in the next 10 minutes. I think we're done.
All right, cool. So you do the outro then. You tell people good night and all that shit.
Listen, everybody. I know you're all happy to see me, but I'm not happy to be here for this reason. This is a sad night. One of the worst nights on this podcast. I don't care how many views we get on this. I don't care if it's the most views we've ever gotten on. I don't care if this is more views than our WrestleMania Night 1 review.
God, I hope it's not.
This was an awful night. A terrible night in wrestling history. The alternative could have been amazing. The alternative could have been equal to the third man in the NWO. The devil was CM Punk. And you know what? Maybe it'll still happen. Maybe they milk the devil story for the next 3 years. And when Punk is done with WWE, he'll be revealed as the devil. And it'll be one of the greatest moments of all time. My cat is trying to end this podcast.
Music's in my ears.
The music is hitting. It sounds a lot louder for us than it does you.
It doesn't sound loud for me at all.
Oh, okay. You said the music was in your ears. Or you said music to your ears.
Yeah.
Because you know that it's almost over.
Exactly.
Thank you guys for coming. If you guys have any questions before we leave, hit us with some.
Yeah, we won't answer them. Like, we haven't answered any of your comments recently.
One of my biggest questions is, how's James commenting, but he couldn't be a part of this?
Yeah, I know. Fucking wild. No commitment to this pod, bro. We're the only ones trying to keep it going over here.
Crazy.
These other guys are doing shit with their families. Who loves their family, you fucking dorks?
The only two people in here are Rev and James, both who could have been on this with us. Yet
No excuses.
They hate CM Punk so much that they could not show their face.
Fucking
That's embarrassing.
haters.
It shows the bias in this podcast. It shows the what's another word for that, Danny? Come on.
I feel like bias is the perfect
Perfect
word. It just shows the type of anti-punk agenda they have, and they're really, they're really, really going for it.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
I don't know what my only crime is being happy. That